Even if you have never played The Legend of Zelda, you probably know who Princess Zelda is. And no, she's not the warrior with the pointy ears that we use as the main character. I mean, I get it, it's a common misconception after all. The game series is called The Legend of Zelda. Since the first game's release in 1987, we have been able to control Link, a young warrior who eventually becomes a hero by overcoming many challenges across many dungeons and defeating evil forces until Echoes of Wisdom. The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom is the first mainline game where Princess Zelda is our playable protagonist. However, there have been times where we have been able to use her powers in the mainline game and in other non-canon games where she even debuted as a protagonist. So join me as we look at all the games, or all the other games, where you can play as Princess Zelda. Let's start with the infamous Legend of Zelda CDI games. Nintendo granted Philips the license to use 5 other franchise characters for their console system. The Philips CDI, short for Compact Disc Interactive, was a multimedia console released by Philips in 1991. Although originally this was designed as a general-purpose multimedia device, it also supported CDI video games. As part of the agreement, several licensed games were released, including 3 Zelda games, Hotel Mario, and Tetris. Although Nintendo granted the license for these games, the company was not involved in their development. And these games are not considered to be canon of The Legend of Zelda.
Come on, let's go fight Ganon's evil legions. I'll show you how.
Surprisingly enough, 2 of the 3 CDI games featured a playable version of Princess Zelda. What's interesting is that both games, Link the Faces of Evil and Zelda the Wand of Gamelon, were released on the same day and developed simultaneously. The reason they look and play similarly is that they use the same graphic engine, developed by Animation Magic and published by Philips Interactive Media for the CDI on October 10 of 1993 in North America. Zelda the Wand of Gamelon changes the roles compared to Link the Faces of Evil. Here you get to play as Princess Zelda, who sets out to save Link and defend her kingdom from Ganon. The animated cutscenes and acting have some unintentional humor, and as long as you don't take it too seriously, then you can probably have a decent time playing through this game. Zelda's Adventure, developed by Voridis Corporation and released on the CDI format, based on the Legend of Zelda franchise. Set in the land of Ptolemaic, which is Camelot spelled backwards, Link has been captured by evil Lord Ganon, and Zelda must collect the 7 celestial signs to rescue him. Unlike the first 2 CDI games, Zelda's Adventure took the top-down gameplay approach, and this game features live-action cutscenes. Yes, you heard me right. If you want to see terrible full-motion video cutscenes that makes you cringe and experience some of the worst level designs, then you must give this game a try. Reception of the game was, of course, negative, and even regraded as one of the worst video games ever made. But both The Wand of Gamelon and Zelda's Adventure are definitely great meme material. In Echoes of Wisdom, Princess Zelda is the protagonist for the first time in any of the mainline games. However, there is another mainline game where you briefly play as Princess Zelda, but she is not in her true form during that time. In The Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks, Zelda's spirit is separated from her physical body. Throughout most of the game, she accompanies Link in spirit form, but she can possess large phantom guards. This allows her to help Link solve puzzles in the Tower of Spirits. While it is true that this is a small role, it's the closest Zelda has ever been to being a playable character in the main series. And let's not forget that this ability can be used as one of Zelda's attacks in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And yes, for those of you that are saying that we can play as Princess Zelda in Spirit Tracks, she wasn't the protagonist in the game. Not until Echoes of Wisdom, at least. In 2014, Nintendo partnered with Koei Tecmo and add another game to the Warriors series, Hyrule Warriors. This game incorporates locations, characters, items, and enemies from the Zelda series and combines them with a hack-and-slash gameplay of Dynasty Warriors. It was first released on the Wii U, then followed by an updated version for the 3DS in 2016, and the definitive edition on the Switch back in 2018. Princess Zelda is, of course, a playable character in the game. She wields a rapier as her basic weapon, and she can also use her bow and light arrows. When her focus spirit is enabled, she can also perform a rapid combination of spells from Ocarina of Time, including Nehru's Love, Farore's Wind, and Din's Fire as her special technique. Additionally, she has a unique mechanic that allows her to summon orbs of light to enhance her attacks. You can also choose to play as Toon Zelda from the Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks and as Tedra, who is revealed to be Princess Zelda in the Wind Waker. Spoiler alert, I'm sorry. As well as acquiring Breath of the Wild's Princess Zelda's outfit if you have the DLC. The good news is that Hyrule Warriors wouldn't be the only game in the series. Omega Force worked on another Warriors game inspired by The Legend of Zelda, focusing on the characters and event from Breath of the Wild. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is a game that features fewer play modes compared to its predecessor. However, it offers a large replay value, and even larger when you add the DLC to it. Technically, we have two versions of Princess Zelda, Scholar Zelda and Awakened Zelda, which offers very different skills and moves. Scholar Zelda wields the Sheikah Slate to use moves like Magnesis and Stasis, or Stasis, however you would like to pronounce it, while Awakened Zelda can use more traditional weapons like the bow. Age of Calamity was the perfect answer to all the questions we had about how the story unfolded in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Sadly, this is not a mainline game since it is considered to be a spin-off, but you could easily say that it's a what-if temporary timeline. Before I continue with the list, I want to give a huge shout out to MAONO for sending me over the PD100X USB XLR dynamic microphone. Whether you're streaming or gaming, this mic will deliver clear, full sound and offer versatility of both USB and XLR connectivity. It is a true plug-and-play device. It worked right out of the box for me. You can choose the sleek black version or the RGB model with a boom arm for extra pop in your setup. Bonus points because you can personalize the lights on it. There is a little button that you can press. You can have a solid, pulsing, and even turned off the RGB lights on it. Plus, it is compatible with PC, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5, seamlessly fitting into your gaming rig. And did I mention that it's only $59.99? Link to get yours and more info is in this video description. Thank you again, MAONO, for sending this awesome dynamic microphone. Now, on to the video. Following the success of Zelda's inspired spin-off, Nintendo partnered with Brace Yourself Games to create a fantastic and, might I add, very underrated game. Cadence of Hyrule is a rhythm game that combines the gameplay of Crypt of the Necrodancer with the characters, locations from the Legend of Zelda series, and of course, Princess Zelda is a playable character in this game. Crypt of the Necrodancer is an amazing game with unique playstyle. You have to move and attack and navigate the world to the beat of the music. It's a top-down style and the art direction are reminiscent to early Zelda titles. The game features lo-fi, electronic renditions of familiar songs of the series, reigniting your love for the music. An exciting feature is the ability to play as either Link or Zelda, switching between the two characters as you wish. The most obvious and straightforward way to play as Princess Zelda is by playing any copy of Super Smash Bros., at least from Melee and onward. And I'm adding this to the list as a whole series rather than each separately. Zelda became a playable character in Super Smash Bros. Melee, and Sheik has been included in every entry since. In Smash 4, Zelda and Sheik were separated with separate movesets as well. Zelda gained her Phantom ability from Spirit Tracks to replace her prior ability, which transformed her into Sheik. Zelda's design has undergone significant changes throughout the Smash Bros. Series. In her original debut in Melee, she appeared in her auto form from Ocarina of Time. Then in Brawl, her design was based on her Twilight Princess model. Her latest update in Ultimate features her design from A Link Between Worlds attire. Even though it was a bit odd to see Princess Zelda as a fighting character in Smash, her presence in these games has only improved with each iteration. It is also worth noting how satisfying it is to take out not only Ganondorf while playing as the Princess of Hyrule, but also some of the other video games' most infamous villains along the way. And there you have it. Did I miss any games? Which game surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below, and if you're unsure if you want to give Echoes of Wisdom a chance, then here are more Echoes of Wisdom videos that I'm sure you will enjoy. See you there, and thank you very much for watching. And huge thanks to all the channel members. Your generous support means the world to me. A special shout out to Flame_5 Henry, Clifford Favors, and Jitospa for recently rejoining, and to everyone whose names you're seeing on the screen right now. You are all awesome.